Good late afternoon. My name is Kelly Lamb. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at Miele. Welcome, bienvenue, and willkommen to all of you watching us today, safe in your homes with your family. As many of you are at home, you've also reached out to us to ask us about products that you have in your home, how to best use it, how to get the best usage out of it. You've asked about products that you're actually considering buying, and you've also asked us about the services that we're providing during these very unique times we're all facing together. We're really happy to be able to bring you Miele Live, this new service where we actually are interacting with you to cover various product categories, from how to best get the cleaning performance out of your dishwasher, how to take care of fabrics in your laundry machine, how to use the Miele steam oven. Pour ceux d'entre vous qui ont demandé pour des sessions en français, on travaille actuellement d'avoir des sessions dans les semaines qui viennent. Miele Live is completely interactive. We thank all of you that have actually already pre-submitted some questions to us, but if you haven't and you're watching this session, be sure to either log in through your YouTube account and you can leave a comment for us in the comment section, or if you're watching live on mielelive.ca, there's a comment section there where you can also leave a question. It's important to be sure you're actually registering for the session, as you may actually get some special offers afterwards directly from us. We're really happy today, in our last session of this week at least, to cover a very unique product that will help you make your fabrics and garments last a little bit longer. This morning we talked about proper fabric care, and actually this session is going to continue on that same theme. I'm really happy to have Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn.
Hello.
Here, our product expert, to actually introduce all of you to the Miele FashionMaster. So to call this just an ironing board, I think is an understatement, Marilyn. I'm going to let you walk us through and actually demonstrate how the Miele FashionMaster will help our customers take care of their clothes even better.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you, Kelly. So as you can see right now, I have the FashionMaster in an upright position, meaning this is the storage look that you would, once you finished ironing, it's just simply bringing up the ironing board and it snaps together. And so what I thought I would do is I would demonstrate how we open it, what comes with the unit itself, and then we'll do a little bit, have some fun with it, and do a bit of ironing, my favorite thing to do. And especially with the FashionMaster, I love doing that. So let's start with opening the unit itself. I simply lift the little handle up here so that it unlocks the leg down below. It goes into an open position, and literally you bring it up until you hear that snap. Once you've heard the snap, if I were to iron right now, this would be too low for me. So it has a height adjustment on here too. So I could, oops, sorry. So what I can do on here is I can lift it to the height that I think I feel comfortable with ironing on here. So for me right now, this is a good height. And let me show you the unit itself. When you turn on the button, the on button, it will say preheating phase. Takes approximately 5 minutes to heat up completely, because we have to understand that there's a generator that's in this on the side of the unit itself, and it contains water. So I'm actually going to take that out. So it holds 1.25 liters of water in here, and this will last for approximately 1.5 to 2 hours, really depending on what you're ironing and how much steam that you're going to be using.
Right.
When you open up the lid up here, you'll notice that it comes with a Soleplate. So the Soleplate actually has many benefits, and I'm going to go through that as well. It's a Teflon coated Soleplate. We have a little hook system here so that you snap it on the end of here. So if I were ironing just a couple of garments, I could literally just hang it on the side here.
Very convenient.
Yeah. So you can put a couple of those here. Then I also have another extension. So what this is for, you just clip it here. And because the cord on the iron is quite long, we don't want it to really drape down. So there's an actual stopper on here. So wherever you think that is the best level to put it on, there's a line that you actually snap.
So it's a bit of a groove that you'd slide the...
Yeah. Oops, sorry. Once in place, this won't move anywhere. It also comes with a handheld steamer. So if I were to not want to use the ironing board, I would simply unplug the iron and plug this in, and now what I could do is I could do a vertical steaming that I need to do, which is great as well for any of these items that I'm going to do. So this all gets stored on the inside here. So when I'm not using, I just put this away. Maybe I'll just, for now, put the little steam plate away. And then if we can kind of zone into the actual location where the on button is. So while this is preheating, I just wanted to let you know there's a little squiggly line or circle around here, and that is your setting button. If I press setting, again, it's going to select what language that would I like to have this set in. So I could go, oops, I can say OK. And then it'll say English, the one I've selected, Espanol for Spain, François for French. This is now where I get stuck on this one, but so European one, Italian. So there's a selection of the languages that you can on here. Once I've selected what I want, I just press OK, and it brings me back. Now, if I go down another arrow, it's telling me the water hardness. So wherever you live, you may find that you have water hardness, and what that will actually do is that it will then tell you that you may need to descale your unit a bit more. So maybe we'll go into that a bit later. And then if I press down again, that's what it's going to tell me about descaling, and now it's telling me to go back, so I'm going to say yes. And while we were doing that, my iron is actually ready to be used.
Great. What are we going to start with?
So I'm going to start with the shirt. So
thanks for doing my shirt. That's great.
Exactly. So normally, what I thought it would be good to do is I'm going to iron half of the shirt itself. So normally when we take a shirt, and especially when we have buttons, the normal course really would be to go in between each of the buttons.
Yeah.
But something that what we have on here, we have a memory foam that's just on the underside here of the cover itself. So what this actually does is that I can turn this area over, and I can literally press this. And what it's going to do for me right now, you can see the little dents
divots from the buttons.
Here. Yeah, I'm just going to. So that's telling me now that I've got a nice, clean already press in here. And as I'm ironing, I'll just touch this up as well. And as we go through this, there's different parts of this ironing board. So there's a curve feature up here, and what we do is that where the shoulder is located, we want to just position that right in there. And I could have, like you can see, like the steam's coming out a little bit, but I could have the steam function that's going on in here, and it's going to iron it, press it.
That seems so easy.
So it's very smooth. It just glides actually just right over the clothing itself. Are you noticing, Kelly, that I'm not actually sitting the iron up? So because if we were to do that, it's just going to fall down. And basically it's because with this cord in place here, you're able to just leave the iron right directly onto the ironing board itself. Or actually, if I wanted to, I can just
on the park station
park it over here.
Yep.
Another nice feature on this, so I've already got, the buttons are done, the front was all done. Sorry, let me just quickly get that again. Just gonna go to the back quickly.
And Marilyn, what setting do you have it on right now?
Well, right now, actually, I can have it on cotton, silk, and there's also delicates on here.
Okay.
So depending on what I'm actually ironing, it will be gentle for your clothing as well. There are 4 actual pressure points for the steam that comes out for here. I was just realizing this is your shirt, and I told you I would iron only half of it, so I'm stopping right now.
Okay, that's all right.
Okay. Another nice feature that I like with this iron is that when we are sometimes, you know, when you're ironing a sleeve, you don't want to have that sharp crease line
Right.
on your shirt. So a nice way to do this is you actually take the bottom of the sleeve, fold it over in place, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, you'll see it come up. I'm actually inserting steam in here. So what the steam is doing, it's releasing the crease, so you can actually feel, I can feel the steam that's in here. And if I were to just turn this over again on this side,
That's an easy way to iron the sleeves.
yeah. So that when it's complete, I don't have that
That hard crease
seam,
line.
yeah, that's there, and then I can just press that. So, collar. Okay, I'll do the whole collar for you this
Oh,
time.
thanks.
So, okay. So the collar's done. So now you can actually see the difference where we had
That's
the
amazing.
crease and then the press side that's done on the shirt. And really that was all of,
And it was actually really,
Yeah.
you didn't have to put a lot of
No.
pressure on it. It was actually really easy ironing.
Exactly.
So
so when I was mentioning about actually the height of the ironing board itself to suit your liking on here, it is a gas pressure that's on here. So once it releases, you set it, it won't go anywhere. So this is the nice thing about that pressure point that's there. Now what I thought I would do is, I have a scarf, a silk scarf. Now silk scarves usually,
I'm not sure I would iron a silk scarf.
I know, a lot of people say that as well. Now I can use a Teflon on here if I wanted to, the Teflon plate.
Okay.
But in this case, and sometimes if you have a very large scarf, it will slide off of the unit. So one thing that you can do with this is that you can change the direction where the fan is coming from the unit.
Okay.
So let's do this. So I'm not sure at this point whether you can see, Kelly?
Yeah.
Let me just try this again. It's going to actually, I wanted to show it going up.
Yeah.
So how the scarf is almost going on. And there's a reason why we have the directional for the fan. One goes up and one goes down. In this case right now, what I want to do is I would like to suction this in. So as
that
I'm
you don't have to
suctioning it
hold
in, yeah, I can, it's kind of pulling this.
Yeah.
So now I'm just going to iron it.
Wow, that's amazing.
And again, you know, there are some really large silk scarves and they will slide off of the ironing board itself.
But I think with that ability to bring the iron board down or the memory board down, you don't have to worry about holding
Yes.
it all the time with light
Exactly.
fabrics.
Exactly.
That's great.
So that's our silk. And another, what I love about the direction of the fan for here is, you know, over the summer, a lot of times we're not wearing our heavy sweaters or anything like that. So they're in the drawers or they're in the cupboard hanging and they're pressing against clothing. What ends up happening is that the mat of the fabric of the wool itself is just down.
Yeah.
So what's nice about this is that if I wanted to press this, I would not want the iron to actually be pressed directly onto the sweater itself. So again, I'm going to use a fan. I'm going to use the directional fan because I want it up. And as it goes up, work with me now for a second. Oh, sorry. It's the user. It's not the iron itself. It's the user. Okay, there we go. So right here, can you see that?
Wow.
So what I want to do is I just want that steam.
To kind of
Right.
loosen the fabric a bit and refresh it.
Right. Because by doing that now, it's just releasing all of that the wool that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that this is now going to, once I press this, give it a good shake, then it's going to be out.
Right.
So it's good again. And again, I'm not having any iron marks that's on the sweater itself. It's actually just being contained in there.
Right.
And that's it. And what you're hearing right now, that's the actual motor, the fan that's working underneath the ironing board itself. So there's that fan going up there.
Yeah.
So if I press that, that'll go down.
So really that's the combination of the steam function, but also actually the fan blowing the fabric
Yes.
up that's actually allowing you to get the
Right.
best results.
Exactly. And you know, you want to be able to know that when you have an iron that offers you all the different features, is knowing what setting and what care for the fan as well for the direction for this to work on.
And I think it goes to a lot of what we also talked about. We did a fabric care session this morning
Yes.
with Mike, and we talked about really Mila's approach to fabric care and the system approach. And in really this case, it's very similar because it's not just the iron or the board, it really how the iron and the board work together
Right.
to give you the best results. So I think that's really interesting. I know we have one quick question I'm going to answer while we're here right now, before you go on to your next demo, Marilyn. It's from Stevie. Stevie, thanks for watching with us today. Is this a 120 volt appliance? So yes, it actually is a 120 volt appliance. It plugs into any normal outlets in your house. So hopefully that answers that question. Marilyn, you have a very typical iron-on shirt.
Yes. So
And you're gonna iron that?
normally, I'm going to iron this. And normally what happens is that when you have a t-shirt that has a decal in it, what's the normal thing that we do? We turn it inside out because we don't want to damage the actual decal that's on the top of the t-shirt. But if I were to tell you that I can just insert the Teflon Soleplate on here, just like that. And then I'm going to show you how this actually works. So I can actually iron on, and now I'm going to go directly right onto the actual stencil.
Wow.
And it's not affecting it. It's not peeling or pulling it away. You can actually see how it irons it so well. Just like that. So now when you're ironing, it's not the matter of, okay, I've got to make sure that this is turned inside out. If I'm doing anything that has a sequins on it, if I have beads or pearls on it, you literally can iron with this Teflon coating on there. I know I had to iron a dress for somebody, and it was a taffeta, and you have to sometimes watch the heat setting for that as to what it's going to be. And I was able to iron that, and it came out beautiful on there. So once again, no damage to the actual clothing itself. So I love that part of this.
Wow. Super
Okay.
convenient.
Yeah. And I'm going to leave the sole plate on because there's another reason that I'm leaving this on is because a lot of times when we're pressing our dress pants or blazers or anything like that, we kind of tend to find that we have a shining.
Yeah, it gets really shiny on the
Yes,
surface due to ironing.
Exactly. So what we end up doing that with the actual Teflon coating that's on here, I can literally take a blazer, in this case, just a lady's blazer right here, and I've got this either on delicate, I can put it a little bit higher if I wanted to on the cotton, with more heat, and I'm pressing down on here, and I'm going to show you in 1 second how this actually turns out. Because even normally on regular ironing, when we're doing this, we find that we see that shining immediately on
Absolutely.
here. Right?
Well, and I think it actually wears on the fabric. So if you really, again, we spent a lot of time this morning talking about fabric care and taking care of fabrics. That shiny is really actually damaging the fabrics as well.
Yes, exactly. So here in this case right now, I'm just pressing this through. I'm a half fabric ironer today. Well, I should say for the garment, just do half a side.
That one's
to
not
show the
mine, so it's
difference.
okay.
That's right. But as you can see now that this has come out, is that there is no shininess on there. It's just normal. Okay. And again, do the sleeves the same way. You can put the steam on the inside, and you can see how long it's going to be. Just to show you, which let me just take this out. The steam, the pressure that it goes on, it's 100 kilowatt steam that actually comes out of this iron itself. And like I said to you, it can last for anywhere from about an hour and a half, depending again how much steam. So if you were ironing upright with our wand that's there, you may find that you're using a lot more steam that's through the reservoir, and then you'd have to fill that up a little bit more. But in general, this will last a long time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Marilyn, we actually have another request, I guess, in this case from Stevie, who's out there watching with us. Can you demonstrate the ironing with the buttons again?
Sure. Actually, that's one of my favorite parts of a dress shirt.
Maybe you can do the other side of my shirt sleeve, since you only did half.
I'll do the other side. So right now, let me just do the buttons so that you can see. I'm going to have to crush this a little bit, crumple it up. Okay, I think that's crumpled enough. So what you do is, once again, it's the memory foam that's there. You're going to take the shirt itself, and you're going to turn the button down onto the ironing board itself. And then you're just literally going to iron on top of this. And when I turn it over,
and then you see the actual grooves, and that's where the memory foam does its job, is that it absorbs the buttons into the foam portion, not to damage the buttons.
Yep. And I wasn't really even pressing that hard into the memory foam itself, but I hope, Stevie, that you can actually see that it actually, you're not ironing in between any of this button. And again, I'm going to just do this side because you can see the crease on here. So you're tucking one end in. And I'm just going to open this area because you have to be careful as well. This is steam that's coming out of here. So if your fingers are too close to where that opening is, you can burn yourself. Now, if you remember how really creased that was,
simple.
That's difference in there. It gets amazing. Yeah, I love that. And again, I can do the other side. Just have to flip the shirt over, tuck this part in, and again, keep your fingers away from that steam part of it as you are putting the burst in. And then that side is done as well. Okay, Kelly, I have to iron the rest of the shirt. I can't just do that.
I got to stop you for a sec to take a viewer question while we're waiting. So Joshua out there has a question. Typically, when it comes to things involving water, you have to maintain, descale, clean. How does that work with the FashionMaster? So yes, we do have water in this particular case. Do we need to descale? I think you mentioned it earlier during the initial process.
That's a great question as well, and it's something that's really important with just general maintenance of any of our appliances that we have, is that I'll just go over here to the tool, the settings button, and I'm going to scroll down. So when you're ironing, and after a while, this won't happen for quite a while, is a descale sign will come up. When that descale sign comes up, what it's telling you to do now is that you need to flush the pipe, the tubes in here to clean it. So to do that, I'm just going to see if I can do that without spilling. So there is a wiggly line that's here, and this little S that is down here is that you'd fill this up to here with warm water, and then we have our descaling tablets that we would put that into the unit itself. Once you've put it in, just follow the prompts as to what needs to be done, and it's going to tell you to empty this unit again with water, rinse it out, put it back in, and then it's really simply, it's good to go after that.
Okay.
So quite easy.
Another question from a viewer, Sophie. Sophie has a question is, can you iron cashmere?
Well, you can iron cashmere, but what you're going to do is that, well, I'm going to say you can iron cashmere. You should steam the cashmere itself, because that's when you're using that steam function. Because putting an iron directly right onto the woolen, the cashmere itself, the wool, you don't want to damage that. So again, I would simply just put this on, make sure I get onto my directional on here. And I can actually just let it do its thing, like just let the steam loosen it and just to freshen it up. Because a lot of times that's what we want to do. We just want to freshen up the fabric, the wool that's on here. Okay. And again, once you've done one side, you're going to do the other side. And then we'll be good to go. And I can, if I wanted to, just put a little bit of steam that's in there, because you can actually see that just coming back now again.
Yep.
And that's it.
So, Marilyn, as we're running out of time slowly, one other question has come in is, where can I actually buy this product right now?
We do have it online on our shop. So if you go onto Mila.ca and go to, there's a little symbol that says shop. That's our online shopping. You just go on in there and you click, and simply they'll ask you some information, and then it'll be delivered to you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kelly.
Thanks, Marilyn. That was a great demonstration of the FashionMaster. It really is a unique product that's really an extension of our fabric care product line. That includes our laundry machines, our detergents that we talked about earlier. One thing before we wrap this session up, Marilyn, if you maybe want to hold up the ironer
Yes.
to the camera.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Maybe you want to talk a little bit about, because Mila has, you know, in the case of our so-called ironer for the FashionMaster, the plating at the bottom is very unique. It's
Yes.
not like any other ironer.
Right.
Maybe you want to talk a bit about that.
So just like in the morning when Mike was talking, or in the afternoon about the honeycomb that's inside the drum, we also have the same honeycomb shape that's on the iron itself. And what does this actually do? It causes little channels throughout. So when you've got steam coming out, it's actually, and you're ironing, it's directing that heat to come when you're pressing it onto your clothes. It's just directional for heat to come through.
Right. And it provides a more even distribution of heat,
exactly.
actually, as you're ironing.
Exactly, for sure.
It's great. Thanks, Marilyn.
Yeah,
that was
you're welcome.
fantastic. I got my shirt ironed
Yeah.
as well.
Well,
been-
half it. That was it.
Thanks, Marilyn.
No problem at all. Thank
So,
you.
for the question about where to buy, obviously in these times right now, many of our retail partners are not open. Our Mila Experience Centers themselves are not open right now. So where can you buy if you're interested in buying? Marilyn mentioned Mila.ca shop is open 24/7, available to you. If you're purchasing any care collection products that we offer, our Mila coffee beans, definitely try those if you have not. If you are looking for our vacuum cleaners, our countertop coffee machines, all of those actually come with free shipping right now, as well, as we want to make those purchases as easy for you as possible. The second way you can buy is our new Mila personal product consultation, telephone consultation service. You can book an appointment there on Mila.ca. One of our product experts will get back to you, answer any questions you have about the product you're interested in buying, and at that point in time, they can also take your order via telephone. So that's another way you can actually buy a product from us. If you are buying an actual major domestic appliance, so whether that's a laundry machine, a dishwasher, any of our cooking products, we want to let you know that Mila installation, Mila delivery services are fully functional right now across the country. Although we do have updated procedures to ensure the safety of you, our customers, as well as our own team members here, visit Mila.ca for the latest information on those change procedures. For any of you that require support on products that you already own, there are two options there. One is our customer contact center. They are our Canadian customer contact center. They are running as well. You can reach out to them. The best way to do that is go on Miele.ca, complete the Contact Us form, and a Miele customer service person will actually get back to you as soon as possible. If you require in-home servicing or in-home support, our Miele certified technicians are also operating nationally right now. Again, visit Miele.ca to see their latest procedure changes, again, as a result of the current situation we are all facing together right now. Lastly, on Miele.ca, as we're all home with our family, we still want to be able to somehow celebrate with friends and family, whether it's anniversaries, birthdays, special occasions. If you go on Miele.ca, be sure to have a look at the Miele e-gift card. It's the perfect gift to easily share with family or friends. It'll be emailed to them. They can shop online with us and buy whatever they're looking for. So be sure to look out for that. Very lastly, for those of you that are watching with us today, we actually want to give you a very, very special pre-weekend gift. We have a very special offer for you on the Miele FashionMaster, only for those of you that are actually watching with us today. We will offer you a very special, we've really never done this before, 25% discount on the Miele FashionMaster. Be sure to register though with us, and we will email you the promotional code that you need to check out online at Miele.ca if you're going to purchase that product. So again, it's really only for the viewers that are actually watching with us right now. Register with us, make sure you have registered with us, and we will email you after the session closes right now the promotional code for 25% off on the Miele FashionMaster. So lastly, we want to thank you for joining us this week for Miele Live. Be sure to click subscribe, activate your notification button on your YouTube account to get the latest information on latest videos, as well as when we actually will broadcasting next. Register on MieleLive.ca as well to get the latest news from us. We have some really exciting sessions happening next week. Marilyn will be back. We'll be cooking together, actually.
Yes, we will be.
We're going to actually do some really unique dishes that you didn't think you could do in your steam oven. We will be featuring a very specific Miele vacuum and diving deeper into that as well. So be sure to join us next week for some great sessions. We want to wish you a fantastic weekend. Remain safe. And very lastly, on behalf of Marilyn, myself, the entire Miele team here, we want to send a very special thank you, appreciation to all the essential frontline workers that are out there right now working across Canada, ensuring the safety of Canadians, ensuring that we all have the essential services we need to put food on our table for the families, public transportation, and all the essential services that are out there. Again, on behalf of the Miele team, we want to send a genuine thank you. We hope you guys have some time to enjoy in your weekend as well. We hope to see you again. Thank you very much and have a great evening.